and they feel very much within themselves that I can do the same as him, but he can see and I can't.
Blind bowling has been going on in Scotland since 1963, and the association will be 50 years old in 2013. It's basically the same as an ordinary game of bowls, apart from two major differences where we use a white string down the centre of the rink from ditch to ditch, and that enables the visually impaired, the total blind person, to hold the string to find the centre line. Then we deliver the jack's placed on the string, and then we use a clock system to identify where the balls have landed. For instance, if a total blind person plays a ball and it stops a yard at 6 o'clock, they know they've got the right line, but obviously they need a yard more weight.
If the bowler can't see at all and has never seen, he can't even visualise what like the green is. So you have to start at the beginning and you have to pace it out because they don't know what how big a yard is, because they've never seen a yard. So you have to pace it out and tell them that way. You have to explain the green to them, you have to explain all the jack and the bowls and the different weights you've got and everything. You have to go into it much more detail.
I think there probably is more skill in visual impaired bowling obviously than sighted, because a sighted person can stand and the jack gets moved all over the place sometimes and they just go in and play it. We've got to wait for information to come back. Have what either we call a director who's at the head, and they give back all the information from the head to both players at the mat.
In actual fact, if an ordinary bowler was to try it with disclusion glasses on, then they would find it very, very hard indeed. So for a blind bowler, especially a total blind bowler, to go on the mat, deliver a bowl and it to land at the jack is absolutely fantastic.
The fact that you can train someone to take up bowling who had never even thought of that sport and help them achieve the real potential, it's actually very, very satisfying seeing someone get a great deal of enjoyment out of a really good sport. But believe it or not, it's actually easier to coach a blind or visually impaired person because they're not hindered by sight. They have to listen to what the coach tells them, and whereas sighted people tend to lose their line, the blind and visually impaired are usually spot on because they're listening to your voice.
Within the actual game of bowls, what we call B1s is a total blind person with up to light perception, and then we have a B2, and that's someone's got 2 over 60. It means that they can see more than a total blind. And then we have a B3, which is more than a B2, and then we have a B4, which is partially sighted. I've been to the first World Championships in 1993 in Vancouver in Canada, and I still have friends there, and we've been to Israel, we've still got friends through that. And within even the Scottish Bowling Fellowship, I mean, we have 12 clubs in the whole of Scotland, and there is a lot of friendships between those clubs.
The friendship is magnificent, absolutely magnificent. I would encourage other coaches to become involved, because it's so worthwhile to see someone who has got an impairment like their vision or partial vision to be able to do exactly the same as a sighted person. It's wonderful.
This is a participation sport for kids to grandparents, and we need coaches there to get that message across. There's over 1,800 coaches in Scotland, but there's only 10 at the moment coach the blind or visually impaired, and it's possibly people are just maybe frightened to go into the unknown, but I can assure them it's the most satisfying part of any job, and they really enjoy it if they want to get involved.
Can you get you at the house for a couple of hours? You're going to be getting a little bit of exercise. You're going to be playing a game of a sport, which you probably never thought you could do. You thought it was always for old people. I mean, when I took up, I thought it was for old people until I realised. But no, if anybody comes along, they'll most enjoy it.